What is the cost of raising a child? Remembering the nation's freedom riders and a Great Lakes water quality. Those stories and more in USDA Week in Review. Raising children is not cheap, and USDA has the numbers to prove it. The Center for Nutrition Policy and Promotion's 2013 survey says it costs a little more than $245,000 on average to raise a child in the U.S. from birth to age 18.
Of overall expenses on a child, housing consumes the biggest proportion at 30%, followed for child care and education at 18%, and food at 16%.
The teenage years are the most expensive. The urban Northeast was the priciest place to raise children, while rural areas across the country were the cheapest. Former Freedom Riders came to USDA to help mark the 50th anniversary of the 1964 Civil Rights Act. Freedom Riders were civil rights activists who rode interstate buses into the segregated southern U.S. in 1961 and afterwards.
It is because of these young people, such as ourselves at the point in time, that we felt that we could participate in something that could help change history.
And while they helped change history, they said changes are still needed.
We've come a long way. Reggie and I can stand here up close. Wow, we could even do that out on the street. I remember in Washington, a black office worker and I back in the early 60s being stopped going into a restaurant for lunch. It's just a different world, but we're not there yet.
USDA is displaying a traveling Freedom Riders exhibit on the Witten Building patio through September 17th. USDA's Natural Resources Conservation Service is partnering with groups in Ohio to improve Lake Erie's water quality. NRCS says while they're working with farmers to limit runoff, it's important to remember that there are lots of non-ag influences on water quality.
We have a lot of farmers out here in these areas. But we also have folks that live in urban areas. We have golf courses. If you wash your car, if you wash clothes, if you wash your dishes, all those things affect the water quality of where you live.
USDA has been providing funding and technical assistance over the last several years to address runoff in the western basin of Lake Erie. And in this week's Photo of the Week, it's pineapples and conservation. Pineapples are emerging again as a popular farming enterprise in Puerto Rico, and NRCS is working with pineapple farmers on conservation practices to help soil and water health. Pineapple is an iconic crop in Puerto Rico, traditionally grown by Taino Indians since pre-Columbian times. If you're pining for more images, visit the USDA Flickr photo stream. That's all for USDA Week in Review. Follow, tweet, and stay informed at usda.gov.